I filmed this. There's my cell phone hooked to the eyepiece of my telescope. I filmed this with my P1000. I'll play this and let's hear it for a second. Okay, this video is for a guy that's trolling me. Says I can't show him stars through a telescope or some crap, I don't know. Anyway, this is my telescope. I've got my cell phone hooked to it. Right now, I'm zoomed in on the moon. That's going to focus, probably not going to focus right there, but there's my telescope. And there's the moon, I do believe. Okay. And the moon. It's pretty high up. My telescope and my cell phone. It's not going to focus on this. Wow. Anyway. See, the camera can't even focus this close. And as you can see, the P1000 can't even autofocus right there up close at night. I mean, it's just, you have to know how to use the camera. Okay? I should have put it in manual and got good focus on it, but I'm about to show you the video I took with my cell phone. This is Sirius. There, one right there. Oop, back up. Okay, I believe that should be Sirius. And I'm going to put it way out of focus. See, when you go out of focus, there's the center mirror in my telescope. That, look up telescope collimation. You put a telescope out of focus on purpose so you can see the inside of it, the mirrors and stuff. Now this telescope has a lens on the front of it and a mirror in the lens. It doesn't have the 4 bars holding the secondary mirror on the front. It's got a piece of glass. So if you have a Newtonian telescope, I've showed this and talked about this plenty before, it'll have bars holding the center mirror, and you put it out of focus on purpose, and then you line up the internal parts. Some of these telescopes need adjusting sometimes, or they'll get off center. But here's some more. See that? That is the outline of my mirror in the front of my telescope. Okay, I'm gonna go back in focus. Get steady there. It's at its smallest point. It's in focus. And this eyepiece is zoomed. And you just touch the focus knob and the telescope shakes like that. Same thing with the camera. It's hard to do anything about it. As far as it'll go. And this is a lot more power than a P1000. So it's not taking up the whole screen. There you go. That's what stars look like through a telescope and my cell phone. Okay. Oh, I'll film this with the P1000 too. But there you go, a star in focus. Alright, you can see. May not be 100% in focus, as it's so you touch the telescope, the focus knob, it starts jumping around. It's kind of hard to get it perfect. I mean, you get a really expensive rig with a little motor on the focus knob. You can turn it remotely without touching it. You get a little bit better. They got something called a Batinov mask, I believe is how you pronounce it, that you put over the front of the telescope to get perfect focus on stars. But it's not easy. Astrophotography is not easy. I'm not saying it is. And you can get something very similar to this with the P1000 if you know what you're doing. My cell phone. Star. But that's through the telescope, and I will now show you the P1000. Alright, and this is the video I took with the P1000. Okay, here we go. Here's the moon. With the P1000, of course. in manual focus. Okay, get perfect focus on that. It's in manual focus. Now let's go look for this star. If I can keep it from shaking. Okay, I didn't change the focus. That is Sirius in focus. Okay, that is pretty well in focus, but it is overexposed because I didn't mess with the exposure. But you can get a little bit better than that. I was just doing this as a quick demonstration. Now, if I turn the focus dial and go out of focus, you get that. That's the outline of the aperture and the internal lenses. There you go, in focus. And this is disappointing to a lot of people because you want the stars to look like that, but see how when it's out of focus with the P1000 it looks different than out of focus with the telescope? It doesn't have the black hole in the center. Okay, now this octagonal looking shape is the outline of your aperture. That's out of focus all day, every day. In focus right there. Anyway, I guess that's all I got for this one.